Hey YouTube, this is Tom at TM Aquatics, and I hope everyone's doing great. As a content creator here on the YouTube platform, I'm often contacted by companies that manufacture, market, produce, promote, and sell various related aquarium goods and devices. They usually ask if I'd be willing to post some type of an unboxing or review video in exchange for a free sample of whatever the product is. Normally, in most cases, and over 95% of the time, I reject and decline these types of offers, and I do this for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's usually not a product that I'm interested in, ever see myself needing, wanting, or using in my particular fish room. And I'm not the type to take something for free for the sake of taking something free, especially when, in most cases, the product's just going to end up in the garbage can. But number two, and more importantly, I want this channel here, TM Aquatics, to be a channel where you can come to find information and inspiration on how to keep, maintain, and breed Corydoras and plecos. Now, I do make some exceptions to this rule from time to time, and that's when it comes to products that I actually believe in, want, or need here in my fish room. And that's today's video. We are going to be unboxing and looking at a new LED light. I did need a new LED light for a 40 breeder here at the fish room. Our friends at Hygger, they've been reaching out to me for the past 2 or 3 months. I've been declining their offers, but recently I had a light go out on me. I needed a new light and agreed. You send me a 30 to 36 inch LED light. This is for a freshwater planted tank. It's got some really neat features. You send me this light, I'll be more than happy to do an unboxing, review video, check it out, and give my thoughts. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to unbox it. We're going to check out the features, see if it matches up with what they claim, and then I'll give you my final opinion on whether or not this particular light would be worth your hard-earned money, and I guess we'll go from there. So anyways, I do hope you stick around and check this one out. All right, YouTube, so we have the light here. I haven't opened this up yet, so we're going to open this up real quick. Promise to make this quick and as painless, because there's nothing, in my opinion, more boring than watching someone actually open up a box. That tab was out, but I'm going to open this up here, take a quick look at it. Let me just remove all the contents. Little pamphlet on information, user manual. Okay, let's get the box out of the way so we can see this light a little better. Alright, so we have 2 main parts in the box. We have the light fixture itself, nice, thin, pretty lightweight. Let's get the bubble wrap off. Alright, YouTube, so I have the light out of the box. I have it on the table here in front of the camera, and my first initial impressions are it's a nice looking light. And what I like about it is the finish on here. It's appears to be like a brushed black aluminum. So a real nice looking finish to the light fixture itself. A lot of the lights I have here in my fish room are, Aquaneat lights. They're, a black, cheap plastic appearance to them, and they're very inexpensive lights, but they look like it as well. This doesn't look like an inexpensive light with this black brushed aluminum casing here. Actually, it looks really nice. What I also like is how low profile this light is. I mean, look at that. Maybe 1/4 of an inch. Very, very thin, low profile light. On the bottom here, it's got a nice clear acrylic splash guard protecting the 138 LED diodes. And then on each end, it has these retractable legs that extend or push in depending on the size of the tank that you want to put this light on. The light has this little control unit here, which is hardwired directly to the light. The other end goes to the wall outlet. And this is the brains of the light and what controls the light and all the different features that it has. There's 4 buttons on this controller. The top button is the timer. This next button here is the power button, on and off, as well as this allows you to manually change the color spectrum of the lights. The next button is the brightness intensity. You can increase or decrease the brightness. And then the bottom button here is a 24/7 button, and that allows you to simulate a natural day lighting photo period. Meaning you can set it for, it'll ramp up in the morning and it'll turn on slowly with an oranger dawn setting. It'll turn to a brighter high noon setting midday, and then it'll start to ramp down in the evening to a dusk setting. So a nice feature to have, especially on a light of this price point. Normally you see these types of features on lights that have a much higher premium price point. So not a feature that I would particularly use here in my fish room. In my fish room, I either need the lights on or I need them off. I don't need them to ramp up, ramp down, all of that. Now this timer button up above, this first button has a 6-hour, 10-hour, or 12-hour setting. And from what I understand is if you turn this on to like the 10-hour setting at 9 o'clock in the morning, it'll shut off at 7 o'clock at night after 10 hours, but it ramps the light up, kind of like the 24/7. It'll ramp the light up, it'll burn brighter in the afternoon, and then it'll slowly decrease intensity as it nears that 7 p.m. or the 10-hour mark. The power button again, on and off, and then it also allows you to manually change the color spectrum of the light. And I tested it, and it's either like a full red, full blue, full green, full orange, fuchsia. I'm not sure why anybody would use that, but you never know. And then this button here again changes the brightness. It increases or decreases the intensity. So we're going to go ahead and turn this on. And this is the full spectrum right here. And I'm going to hit this power button and manually change some of the color spectrum of the light so you can see what I'm talking about. So there it goes to red. Push it again. It goes to blue. I guess the blue would look okay over like corals or a saltwater tank, but I'm not sure why you'd want full red or full green in this case. Fuchsia, orange, blue again, red. Or is that orange? Orange again. I think, yeah, now it's actually changing. I see. So now it's going to cycle through all the lights, or all the colors. Okay, interesting. Now to get it back to full spectrum, you just push this button 2 times, and it'll change back to full spectrum. The brightness, again, is controlled by this 3rd button down, or 2nd from the bottom here. And it ramps up to a peak, and then you keep pushing it and it'll go down to a lower setting, and it just keeps cycling through the peaks and the low setting. Me, for my fish room and my needs, it's going to be on the low setting. But now what I will say, and one thing I really don't care for about this design, is this lead right here and the power button, I wish was somehow integrated into the light fixture itself. So I could just reach up, tap the button that I want to tap. Because if you're like me and most other hobbyists, what do you do with this cable once you have the light on the tank? This gets placed over the back of your tank and out of sight. Every time I turn the light on, I don't want to have to grab the cord and reel it in. I would rather have them incorporate that right on the fixture, or at least the on-off button on the fixture itself, not on this controller. It's fine if you want to leave these other settings on this little device, but at least put an on-off button directly on the fixture itself. That is my one piece of advice for Hygger and whoever manufactures this light. So anyways, that's what I would suggest, but overall I think it's a decent looking light. Again, loving the low profile look to it. Has some nice features that are reserved for higher end lights, but anyways, enough on that. Let's go ahead, toss this onto a tank, give final thoughts, and then wrap this thing up. Alright YouTube, so I have the light on this 40 breeder tank. This is a grow out tank for my L397 plecos. There's probably 30-35 L397s in there, and then a few bushy nose plecos that you can probably see as well. For those that are new to my channel and not familiar with TM Aquatics, this is a functioning breeding for profit fish room. This is not a planted tank gallery or a showroom tank type fish room. This is a functioning breeding for profit. So a lot of my tanks are minimalist tanks. There's only what the fish need in there. I don't put excess decorations, plants, etc. So that's why this tank is nice and bare. But anyways, the light produces a nice bright light, nice clean white crisp light. Has a little bit more of an actinic look to it than some of my other freshwater lights that I have here in the fish room. This is on the highest setting, and this is a 40 breeder, so nice and bright. I'm not sure what type of plants you could grow underneath this light. I'll let somebody else focus, that is more focused on planted tanks, test that and review that. That's not my goals or what I do here in this fish room. So anyways, as far as lighting up this pleco tank, looks great, no issues. I can't really speak to longevity and how long the LED diodes will last, but I suspect this light will last, a couple years or more. So haven't had any issues with any of the previous LEDs that I bought, and I'm sure this one will be no different. The technology is pretty proven and pretty solid at this point. So anyways, overall it's a nice light. Would I spend $50 on this light? I think if I was looking for the features like the 24/7 daylight simulation, ramping up the light, and then going into a midday high afternoon sun, followed by a lower decreased lighting with the dusk coming, I definitely would look into it and check it out. It's a fraction of the price point of some of the more high-end lights where you're going to find those types of features, so it's definitely worth checking out. The different LEDs, hitting the button on the controller and switching to all red, all blue, green, then cycling through all the LED colors. I'm not sure who would ever use that. I know I wouldn't use it here, but maybe someone that's a little bit younger that does some, I don't know, some streaming on Twitch or something like that, and they want some cool LED colors for their viewers. Maybe that's something they would like. I don't know, but definitely nothing I'll ever use here. For me, I'll set this light on the very lowest setting possible. I'm going to hook it up to a Wi-Fi timer and have the Wi-Fi timer control the on and off. That way I don't have to reel in that controller and try to find that every time I want to turn the light on or off. So, but anyways, again, going back, is it worth the $50? Yeah, probably, if you're going to use some of those additional features. If you want to just have a white light on your tank and you just want to use the on-off feature, there's some other options out there for you, but this is, not a light that you necessarily need to rule out either. So anyways, hopefully, this helped, and you found this video of value. Again, I don't do a lot of these review type videos. I prefer to do videos surrounding my fish and breeding activities and things like that, but I needed a new light in the fish room here, and Hygger was kind enough to send this to me, and I want to thank them for this opportunity. So anyways, if you're interested in this light, there is going to be a link down below. There's also going to be a promotion code with 15% off. So if you're looking for this light or any size variation thereof, go ahead and click that link, use the promotion code, get 15% off, and enjoy your new light. So anyways, I appreciate everybody stopping by, and if you have any questions, comments, post them down below. And until the next one, folks, happy holidays, and we'll catch you all later.